Alright, let's start the guide, I guess. So I summoned a guide after yesterday. We did separate ways, 60 FPS, new game, Steam. This is gonna be a Salmonada. So same, it's gonna be Steam 60 FPS. Obviously, it can be applied to PS4 and Xbox One because 60 FPS. So I guess there's nothing to talk about because for the basics, as I said on my separate ways guide, you can just look at Mike's guide, and the only thing I added was DA, but there's not even DA here. So um, like there is a value, but it's like it's a set value, so it's kind of like pro. It's not the same value, obviously. It's lower than that, but there's no dynamic difficulty. There's just one difficulty, so we're not gonna bother with that. So yeah, 60 FPS. I don't think I'm gonna talk about 30. And yeah, 60 FPS has way more aggressive enemies. This is in general, but especially on the Salmon data. It's way hard to dodge some enemies. Sometimes it's even impossible, so it requires some extra stuff to do, extra movement. So yeah, I guess we can just start the run. There's nothing else to talk about really. Like, yeah, I don't think I'm missing anything. Yo, what's up, Maxi? So yeah, first room. You just run, jump there. Obviously, the glitch is impossible there, sadly, because of the way Ada jumps over the. She has a weird animation with the flip, so it's kind of weird. So these first two guys, if you have like a bad movement or you're not paying attention, you can actually get grabbed by the first guy. But if you just go straight between the two guys, I mean, you should never get grabbed. This guy here is gonna point 99 point, like almost 100% of the time, but like once every month it can happen. Sometimes it doesn't point, but I mean, you just reset. It's just like 10 seconds, but it's literally once every month. Maybe even less. Sometimes I just don't know why it doesn't point, but yeah, it's not important. Just reset, I guess. But yeah, so first two guys just run straight in the middle. This guy's gonna point, so you just run past him. This guy is not aggressive. You can just go there on the right. Then you jump there. So here it's faster to go on the right, so don't jump over that. Just go there. You have a cutscene there. You cannot skip this cutscene. So here it's a bit tricky. It's the first the first main different thing compared to 30 FPS. On 30 you can just run past these guys on the right there, like that. I mean on the stairs obviously, but here you're gonna get hit by the flail if you do that. So the idea is to do a stutter step. I'm gonna show it. You see, I stopped just a bit. It's the same idea as, for example, if you watch the guide on separate ways, it's the same flail guy at the end of the maze, where sometimes you had to do a stutter step because he was swinging a bit late, and here you always have to do it. And I'm gonna show what happens if you don't do it. No, you just get hit. So on 30 you would just go there and run straight, but here you always get hit, always. So yeah, you need a really small stutter step. You just stop basically. You release the running button or whatever. Sometimes you get hit if you do it wrong, but it's always your fault. So yeah. And there's a last thing I want to talk about. Let me redo it once. So if you turn too early there, if your turn is too tight, you can get hit by JJ actually. Let me try to show it. So yeah, don't turn too early, because sometimes it's just gonna hit you. Of course he's not doing it, because again, it's a guide. But yeah, you're gonna notice if you start running, you don't want him to swing. I guess he doesn't want to do it, but keep that in mind that If you turn too early, he's gonna swing, because basically if you turn too early, you're gonna be close to him, and well, he's gonna swing. But if you do a wide turn, he's gonna do his other animation where he starts shooting, and then he doesn't have time to swing. Yeah, I don't know what is happening there, but also it's kind of weird to try to do a bad movement on purpose, you know, because here I've been doing the same thing for 10 years, so maybe just muscle memory, you know. Maybe I'm actually messing up the actual messing up thing, you know. But no, it's just if you go too early there. But yeah, he just doesn't want to do it, but I guess, yeah, just keep in mind he can do it, so... Okay, let's try. I mean, if he doesn't do it, that's fine. I mean, that's what you want. Yeah, he doesn't want to do it. So yeah, that's the strat basically. Just go a bit more wide again to play safe. So don't turn too early. Sometimes this archer can be in a shooting position. This is if you're actually too wide. But again, this is not every time, so... If you like that, yeah, I mean, this time he doesn't care, but sometimes he's shooting, so... Maybe because reset checkpoint? Maybe, but yeah, actually maybe, but yeah, usually these guys are not gonna be shooting at you, and this guy can either do a side step on the right, so you go left, a bit left, or if he's on the left, you just go on the right there. But yeah, I think that's it for this part. So the only thing to do is the starter step. Don't hesitate to go a bit left there, it's not needed, but if you wanna, just like I did there. So you have to stay really close to them, and that's a thing in general on RE4, except on Pro. I talked about that actually, a bit on separate ways too, but you wanna stay really close to especially the flail enemies, but if you try to go a bit far away from them, so if I stay on the right side there, even with the starter step I can get hit. Let's try it. You see here, I was kinda close, I almost got hit. And sometimes you can get hit here even with the starter step. So yeah, just stay close to them. So once you get past them, you can do a small up left, you know, so that you get close. And yeah, I didn't talk about the starter step, but how you do it? Well, on Steam it's a bit easy because you just run with the stick, but it's the same for console. You can mash the running button. So she's gonna stop, you know, and you just need to stop once. You can walk if you want. I mean, it's whatever. It's kind of like the Verdugo skips, you know, when you have to stop a bit. I mean, it's not the same because Verdugo used the knife, but yeah, it's about the same idea. All right, let's keep going. I think we talked about everything we needed to know here. And obviously, if you want to be really fast, you need the smallest starter step you can, but yeah, if you want to play safe, you can wait a bit more, so it doesn't matter. So here, just take the ladder. So that was the first split. Second split here, so here we do a small quick turn, it's a bit faster. This guy never gonna grab you. He's never gonna grab you. This guy here, you go left, because it's better, but sometimes when he... So you see here, he was running forward, so on the right, because he was facing the right direction, so forward for him is right, but sometimes he's in another position and it's better to go on the right and not the left, but most of the time it's gonna be like that, so you go left. Let's do it once more, and because you can get stuck a bit if you try to go left and he does the other pattern, but it's not a big deal. But yeah, because if you go right there, you see he's running right, so you can get stuck. So yeah, these two guys are not a problem. Same for this guy. It's you're never gonna get hit there. All right, so here you need to hello Martin. Hey Muga. Here there's an archer at the top and an archer at the bottom. So if you try to run just straight, you see this guy is gonna hit you. Actually, both guys are gonna hit you, but what you do... So for the guy here at the bottom, you hide there, just a bit, so this guy stops shooting, and for this guy at the top, you aim down with the camera. And I'm gonna show both, but not at the same time, just so you know what happens. So first, let's do the hiding thing to hide for the bottom archer. So I'm gonna exaggerate the movement. I'm gonna go really far right, but I'm gonna show that you don't have to go that far right. But yeah, first let's try to go really far right, like that. And if you go really far right, he's doing a sidestep like that, which isn't important, but just so you know, like if he does a sidestep, that means you went too far right, which is fine, but that just means you lost some time basically. The idea is to go barely, like you barely need to hide actually. You just need to hit the wall a bit and that's it. So if you do it a bit faster, let's show it. And still I'm not putting the camera so I can get hit by the top guy. So you just go there. And you see he's not moving, and when he's not moving, that means you did it a bit faster. So that was for the bottom guy, so quick turn there. Yeah, that was the bottom guy. And for the top guy, you just need to put the camera down, because if you don't, you can get hit sometimes. And by sometimes, I mean maybe 20% of the time, so it's still a lot. On 30 it's way less, also almost 0, but on 60, yeah. And I'm gonna show you why... What's up, Gustavo? I'm gonna show you why you never get hit when you put the camera down, simply because he's not even shooting. So you heard him shoot here, the top guy. If you put the camera down, he's not gonna shoot. So let's do it. So we're gonna do both hiding right for the bottom archer and aiming down at the camera. You see no one... There's no shot there. I mean, of course, if you wait there for 3 hours, you get hit. But and also, it's important to keep the camera down until the end. I'm gonna try to release the camera a bit early here, and you're gonna see it's still gonna shoot. So it's important to aim down until the end. There's an herb here if you want, but I mean it's pretty slow. I mean it's pretty early in the run. Honestly, even if you're a beginner, don't take this herb. I mean it's a 5-minute category, so... You see here he shot because I released it early. Usually you don't get hit, but again, you want to avoid the maximum number of resets, you know? Like even if that happens once every month, you still want to avoid that, you know? Just play consistent, right? Because you're not losing time by putting the camera down. It's just a safe thing. And here at the top, it's better to not quick turn, so you just turn left like that, up left, and you go. That you don't have to. Like this hitbox here is pretty weird, but not hitbox, but X prompt. Like you don't run against the wall like that. It's kind of weird, and you lose time. You just try to be parallel with the wall, like that, and you're gonna get it. And I think that's it for this room. So quick turn right. So here you can get hit by this guy if you're just not paying attention and if your movement is not that good. Let's try to get hit. Of course I don't get hit, but yeah, you can get hit sometimes. So to avoid that, it's better to stay on the right side. Because usually he swings a bit later. So yeah, let's do it once more. And yeah, you can definitely shoot him if you want to play safe. Yeah, I guess I forgot to talk about that. You can always shoot. Or even bait, but bait is a bit slow. So I guess yeah, if you would really want to play safe. But if you want to play safe, there's a faster way. So it's turning right, but like exaggerating the movement. Well, I guess not too much, but yeah, don't do that. But yeah, the idea is to go on the right, and basically, I'm not saying it's 100%, but most of the time, yeah. Yeah, let's keep going. There's just this guy here, so yeah, just keep in mind sometimes if you're too careless, you just get hit. Alright, so we have the first sample room. So there's different ways to do it. So first there's this guy there. So if you just go like that, you can get hit, and it's kind of slow. So what you can do, there's different ways. There's a safe strat where you go really far left there. You see, he did a weird 180, so he's not gonna shoot you here. So you take the sample and you do a quick turn right, and then you just go. Sometimes you can do 2 quick turns, it depends. No, one usually is fine, but yeah, that's like a safe strat. I think you can still get hit if you do that, but if you really exaggerate it, yeah, it should be fine. You should never get hit. And then you go here. Yeah, I'm doing it really slowly, and I'm still not getting hit. So it's like a safe strat. Obviously, you can shoot him, I guess. Like, you can always shoot. Maybe it's almost faster. So I don't know. It's whatever. So now we're gonna talk about the actual strat. So yeah, the actual strat, you can get hit sometimes, but it's basically you try to do the fastest movement. What's up, Fredly? You try to do the fastest movement, and then you try to exit really fast. So this guy's gonna swing, but if you're fast enough, you can make it in time. Yeah, that's 2 quick turns there, by the way. Here he wasn't that fast, but sometimes he's even faster, and it's like that. And you see, that was really close. So if you're not comfortable with that, so you need to be really fast there, otherwise you get hit. And obviously double quick turn is faster than a 180 here. So yeah, if you're comfortable with this strat, you just do this strat because that's the fastest one. But yeah, there's that safe strat I talked about, where you just stay on the left. And there's also, I mean, if you really want to shoot, you can just shoot. But yeah, keep in mind that if you do this fast strat, you can get hit sometimes, but I mean, that's if you're going for top times, I guess you kind of have to take some risks, right? But yeah, most of the time, as you can see, you can just take the sample and then double quick turn right, and you just leave. And then comes the part with the 3 guys. The 3 stunload guys. So this part can be pretty bad when you first run it, even on 30, by the way. For if you're like a beginner, this room can be pretty bad, and on 60 it's even worse. Especially because if you get hit by a stun road, not here, but sometimes you can get comboed to death. Depends where you get hit. So yeah, I don't really know. Like, I mean, you could go for really safe strats. Yeah, here you can see I messed up the quick turn. Maybe I would have got hit anyway, but yeah. So first let's do some safe strats. I guess you could do... I mean, you can just shoot everywhere. 2 shots should be fine. You could shoot the leg. I tried to shoot the leg here and then do a kick. Like, you have a lot of safe strats. Yeah, if you really want to play safe, I guess it's just better to shoot, because there's also another safe strat where you have to wait for them to leave this part there and run a bit there, so the exit is free. But by free I don't mean like the easy free, no, I mean free, like there's no one. But that one is actually really slow and you can still get hit. So yeah, if you really want to play safe, I guess you can just shoot them. And it's not that bad, it's not that hard, I mean, but you just lose some time. So obviously now we're gonna talk about the actual strat, which is a bit harder. You need some practice, but it's not that bad. So the idea is to go a bit left there. It's kind of hard to explain at the same time, but go a bit left, and then to avoid the first guy, you go right. And then you double quick turn left, and you go on the left side. Like that. Let's do it a bit faster, but that's the idea there. Oh, also, yeah, a good thing is if you get hit by this guy, it seems bad, but it's not that bad, because especially if you're a beginner, that's actually pretty good, because then you have a really easy exit. Because since you got hit, the 3 stunload guys are really slow, and you can just, well, you can just do that. It's really easy. So it's not that bad actually getting hit there. If you're like, if you're not going for a really good, like if you're learning, that's actually pretty good to get that. It's better to get hit by this guy and get a safe exit than not getting hit by this guy and then getting hit after, you know. So here, left, right. I kinda messed up there because I didn't went too far right. So the idea is to, okay, let me do it first without the guys. So you have to go left a bit there, so the guy swings early, so then you go right. And you need to go a bit farther, so like there. You don't need to touch the wall, but like there. And then double quick turn there. Double quick turn, and you go on the left. Really important to go on the left of the last two guys. So let's do it maybe 3 times, and then I guess we can leave. Also, maybe you can do that. Sometimes you get hit, but sometimes if you really think you're gonna get hit with a double quick turn because it has really early swing, sometimes doing a step backwards is better. Yeah, it just depends. You can hear him swing, so like if you do the double quick turn really fast, you should be good 90% of the time, but then it depends how fast you are. If you're a bit slower, well, you would need him to swing a bit later if you don't want to get hit. So yeah, it's basically how fast you are. If you feel like you're fast enough, you just go with this strat. If you're not, well, either you practice or either you can just play safe for the moment, because I mean, again, this strat doesn't save that much time, so unless you're going for top time, I wouldn't even recommend doing that at the start. So yeah, either you go full left, like I said, or you can just shoot him, but I guess full left is, yeah, I mean, it's obviously faster because you don't shoot. So yeah, and then, so these guys. Okay, so here, okay, that's a good thing that I got hit. So here, I didn't go too far right. I tried to stay close to the guy, because sometimes you do this mistake because you're trying to save time, right? Because the more right you go, the slower it is. But you have to go right, actually. But yeah, that's a common mistake. Sometimes you do it. You try to save time, but then you lose a run. Okay, here you can do that. You see here, he did a really early swing. I think I would have got hit. So sometimes you can do that. It's still better than getting hit. Let's do it once more. But yeah, that's the idea. It's just practice, honestly, here. Like, there's nothing really else to talk about. It's just practice. And just speed and... Okay, that's a really easy pattern, for example. Sometimes he just doesn't swing. Okay, here I was way too slow. Not only my quick turn was slow, but also my turn. So this, for example, I did everything right, kinda right, but I was just slow. So if you do that and you get hit and you don't understand, well, that's the reason. You were a bit slow. This is why speed is also important. So yeah. But yeah, like, this is a perfect example of a Salmon Ace at 60 FPS. Like, this whole room is like 90% even more execution. It's just kind of easy to mess up, I would say it like that, you know. But it's not like RNG or anything, you know. Like, of course, I mean, it's RE4 again, so sometimes you can get a really early swing and sometimes there's nothing you can do, but it's really rare. You know, it's just like, I mean, if you talk like that, I mean, technically you can even get a bad pattern on the first guy and you can pro, right? You just get a sidestep and you miss the shot, right? I mean, if you think like that, like literally anything can happen, right? You can even down jet ski. Maybe not, but you get the idea. I went too far there, but I guess you can do that. Let's continue. So this guy here cannot hit you on the way back because he's turning around. So I talked about the heal earlier that was pretty slow, but here there's a fast heal. You just go there, so it's on the left, but you don't have to go left. You can just run straight and you can take it. It's pretty good, I guess, if you're starting, especially for 60, because you're gonna get hit a lot and you only have first aid. So yeah. Also, if you get hit, the next weapon we're gonna use is a grenade. So what you can do is heal. So the first aid is down, right, down. So you can heal and then double right and equip the grenade. So then you just equip the grenade and you already have it equipped. If you get hit and you have to heal, I mean. So yeah. So I'm gonna skip the herb because I don't need it. So we just go here. Here there's really nothing to do. You just take the second sample. Okay, here is another part where I see a lot of resets because I guess we just want to go fast. So what we're doing is we don't take the wide turn. So we're going like there and we do that and then you get stuck. This never works. What you need to do is to run up to this thing there and then quick turn right. So why do you need to run there? Because if you run there, you see the big guy pointed there. That's really important, otherwise you have to bait him. That's why you go there, so he sees you. So that's the first thing, why we go that far left. And then why we go that far towards the archer, kind of, is because we need to get the shield guy walking towards us, otherwise we'll get stuck. So let's do it. So here that's a shield bash. So first, with the shield bash, it's easier to not get stuck because he, you know, when he does the shield bash, he's moving like forward, so you can never get stuck. The two bad things are, first, it's a bit slower, obviously, and second, his hitbox there. If you try to run too early, like that, you see, it looked like that was good, but that was not good. So yeah, that's why it's slower, because you have to wait a bit more. So the Flail Swing is better, but if you're a beginner, you can easily get stuck with a Flail Swing. So I guess the Shield Bash is easier if you're a beginner, but just keep in mind that you have to wait a bit more. So yeah, let's hope I get a Flail Swing. No, Shield Bash. So you just go there. Okay, let me show this first. So you go there, the guy's gonna point there, so you can just go there and hit this guy. If you try to go right, you're gonna get hit every time on 60. So you have to do something. Okay, that's a Flail Swing. So with a Flail Swing, you actually have to run a bit earlier. Because if you don't run earlier, just like a Shield Bash, you can get stuck there. Let's do it. You see here I get stuck, but if I run earlier, that would have been fine. So there's two options there. Either you run earlier, or either you play even more safe and you go like there. You go even more. And here, even if you wait, you see, I mean, if you wait too much, this guy's gonna swing, but you get the idea. Like, if you don't want to get stuck at all, you can just go more left there. And even with a Flail Swing, and if you run late, you're not gonna get stuck. And you see, even this guy's fine, he's not hitting you, because I was slow, but not too slow. So now the actual strat is you're supposed to run a bit earlier. You see, like that. You can even run a bit earlier again. The thing is, so I talk about the shield guy that if you run too early you can get hit, but it's the same for the Flail actually, because the hitbox is so big. You can get... Okay, let's try to get a last Flail Swing, and I'm gonna show how you can easily get hit. No, I guess he doesn't want to do it anymore. Yeah, nice. Okay, so if you do that, I didn't get hit there because it was hard to time with the pause, but you can easily get hit there if you run too early. And here, I was a bit late, but that was still okay. But yeah, don't be too late, otherwise you get stuck. And if you don't want to get stuck, you can either, yeah, go early, or you can go more towards the archer. So you have, like, the shield guy is gonna walk towards you, so he's gonna make the space a bit more big, right? So you can run past him on the left side. So this guy there, you need him to make a sidestep, the stalwart guy, and how you do it, so it's always the same movement where you run against the right side of the wall with a diagonal movement. It's the same movement as on Separate Ways after the boat. You remember there was that shield guy with the flail, and if you have a high DA you have to run against the wall in a diagonal way. Like that, not that much obviously, but like that, and it's the same for the very last shield guy after Sadler. So let's do it here, and you should do a sidestep, and then you go left, but even if he doesn't do a sidestep, you can still go left. So you go a bit there. Ah, nice, of course I messed up. But that's the idea. I was supposed to do it a bit less. You see, like, yeah, you barely have to touch the wall actually. It's, I was trying to exaggerate it, but that was a bad idea. And if you don't do that, so let's show it. So I tried to go right earlier, I got hit. Nice, I was a bit late. And if you go left, I mean, you get hit either way. Yeah, still a hit either way. But yeah, that's why you need to... So by doing that thing on the right side of the wall, you make him go on the right, so then you have some space on the left. I guess it could work if you do it on the left. I've never tried it. Let's do it actually, but I think it's just easier on the right. Yeah, it's a bit weird, and I'm not even sure if it works. So yeah, just go right, and you're gonna get past him every time. And you see here he did a sidestep, so it's even easier, and it's also a bit faster because you can instantly start to run straight again. Yeah, you see here I'm kinda exaggerating the movement. You don't have to do it, but if you need that sidestep, I guess you can do it. But yeah, I think I think that's it for this room. So yeah, so basically what you need to know, so yeah, you go there to the wall, so the big guy points. You go at least up to this corner there, so this guy, you don't get stuck. Make sure you don't go too early because you get hit. Don't go too late with a flail swing, otherwise you get stuck. And then for the last guy, the stun run guy, you just do that thing. Also, you cannot get hit by the archer because the DA isn't high enough. So there's no DA on this mode, but there's still the value. It's just a set value, but it's 4.5, just so you know. So and with 4.5, the guys cannot shoot from behind, and it's the same for JJ. We're gonna see later. So this guy cannot shoot. But if you're like with a high DA, so for example on NTSC, if you're running on NTSC, and I think Pedro, you were on NTSC, right? Oh no, never mind, you're playing PAL now. Yeah, you were on NTSC, I think, in the past. But yeah, if you're running like the NTSC version, so the American version, the DA is a bit more. It's 6. And thing is, yeah, I'm not gonna talk about it here because it's a Steam guide, and on Steam you don't have NTSC. But yeah, just keep in mind you can get hit by this archer. And there's also some 2 or 3 things after the later in the run where it can happen. But yeah, if you're just playing PAL or Japanese version, or just Steam in general, you don't have to worry about the archer here. It's not a problem. Even if he starts shooting, he never shoots. So yeah, so here just go right, and then we can just leave. Okay, so this room, so here you have 2 patterns from this guy. He can either point to the flail guy or not point. And on 60 it's actually better if he doesn't point, because if he points, that makes the first grabber really aggressive. Okay, it's not aggressive here. I kinda wanna get the point first. I think it's gonna be easier to explain. I guess he doesn't wanna point. Man, it's always the same thing with the guides. It's crazy. Nice. Okay, I tried to go a bit right there. So if that guy points, this first grabber here is so bad because like it looks like he's not aggressive, but he's gonna turn so fast, and even if you go a bit right, you're gonna get grabbed. You need to go really far right. Let me show you if I don't go too far right. I mean, here that was fine because obviously, again, man, I'm sick of these guides, but you always get grabbed there if you do that. I mean, here I still went right, but yeah, basically what I'm saying is if you run straight, you're always gonna get grabbed. Let me do it once more. I mean, if you do that, you're always gonna get grabbed. But even if you, yeah, even if you go a bit right, sometimes you can do the running grab, and it's really bad. The running grab, you're gonna get hit. So what we do is, I don't know why he's not aggressive here, but usually he's way more aggressive. Usually we go maybe not that far right, but yeah, make sure to go a bit right there to avoid him. You see here, yeah, you see here I went a bit right, I still got grabbed. So yeah, you really need to go a bit more right. This is why it's better if he doesn't point, because if he doesn't point, the grabber is not aggressive. And now I keep getting the point, nice. Now that I want to show the other one, of course. Finally. Okay, so here you can almost run straight. I mean, you can run straight, but just make sure to... Well, obviously it's a flail swing that is gonna swing with his right arm. So if he swings with his right arm, obviously you go on the right side. So on his left. So here you can just go there. And you never get hit because DA isn't high enough. So yeah, this is a bit faster on 60. So yeah. But it's whatever, honestly. Just make sure if he points, you go a bit more right. So kick open the door, quick turn. So there's a lot of enemies here, but this is really easy there. You just run past them, you never get hit. Never. If you're really slow like that, you can get staggered by the dynamite. Yeah, because there's a dynamite behind you, and he's gonna throw it. But I mean, you're never gonna be that slow, right? It's just, I mean, you're just running there. There's nothing else. There's just a door to kick, so yeah, you should never be that slow. Also, don't quick turn on the bottom there. You just turn like that. And yeah, you can just kick open the door there and run. You're never gonna get hit. There's an herb here if you want to take it. Why not? So here there's a cutscene. You turn, quick turn left, and there's the button here, so you just smash. Sometimes this guy can do an early swing, but it's really rare to get hit on 60, and that's a good example, and I'm gonna talk about that because most of the time we think that the enemies are more aggressive on 60, but what we forget is the character is also way faster on 60. It's even more, like compared to 30, like the difference between the character, like Ada here, is more important than the difference from the enemies. For example, here it's easier to get hit on 30. So even if the guy does a early swing there, you can make it in time just because Ada is just way faster. So I'm gonna try to get a really early swing, and I'm going to show you the backup. The backup is pretty late, but pretty slow, but I guess it's still better than getting hit. I mean, let's try to be really slow and try to replicate an early swing. Like that. So if he does that, so I was obviously slow here, but let's pretend that he was fast. So you activate the lever and then you run forward. Oh, I think you can still get hit on 60 actually. Yeah, never mind. But yeah, I mean, you never get hit on 60 there, it's really rare. Ada is just too fast. Yeah, that was like a 30 strat. Yeah, you see this guy, how aggressive he was? Because I didn't go right too early. That was a good example. Thank you, he finally did that, because that happens a lot of times in a run. Finally, I didn't get a good pattern like I keep getting on the guide. So yeah. So yeah, just go a bit right. Okay, so this part here is easy. There's a green herb if you want. Quick turn. If you're just fast enough, it's good here. Like, and by fast enough, I don't mean the mashing. Like the mashing can be really slow. The guy is not moving obviously during the mashing. It's just the quick turn going to like here and 180 turn. On 60 you're just way too fast, so you should never get hit. So I think that's the last time I do this room. There's nothing else to talk about. But yeah, if you're really slow, I guess you can still shoot him, or if you just wanna play safe. Yeah, yeah, keep in mind you can always shoot. Like shooting is always a strat. It's just you're gonna lose time. But again, if you're like really beginning, like you're starting, I guess that's an option, maybe. But yeah, if you're fast enough, you don't have to be crazy fast. But yeah. And then yeah, just leave the room. Okay, so here we have two strats. So obviously the first strat is a grenade. So this is why I said earlier, if you get hit and you have to heal, you can equip the grenade, because we're gonna use it here. So what you do, so first you take this grenade because we're gonna need to. And then the idea is to throw a grenade there and to kill all the guys. And don't go too close to the door, because on 60 the grenade is kind of weird. It can still work, but it's kind of weird. Let me try to show you. If you go too far and if you kind of miss, like that. That looks good. Like on 30 here, that would have worked, but on 60, sometimes they still, yeah, you see. You can still get past them, but sometimes there's a flail guy who can get hit. So yeah, just kill everyone if you can. So first is to throw it like there, and try to throw it, how can I say it, like, okay, so you stop a bit here, you can even stop earlier, and the idea is to, so you aim right, like the diagonal movement, right? You aim right, but you're on the left side and you aim right, so the grenade is gonna go like that. And as long as it hits like there, like the middle, it's fine. The window is pretty big though, like you can throw a bit more left or right, but yeah, if you go there, it should be fine. If you throw too far right, that was not too far right, that should still be kinda good. Maybe I missed a bit. No, I didn't miss, that was a weird sound, but yeah, that was still okay, but that was almost too far right. But yeah, just throw it like, so a bit early and like that, I guess, something like that. And usually what happens is you always kill 3, and this guy's gonna point. That's like the main pattern. Sometimes you can kill everyone, but you don't need to kill everyone. And also sometimes you kill 3, but the guy doesn't point. Hopefully I can get it. Usually you get it if you don't do a wide turn, if you don't even do a quick turn. No, sometimes it just points too early, but if he doesn't point, don't go on the right side here, like that, because you get hit. Go on the left side. But hopefully I can get him not point at me, but considering the luck I'm getting right now, I might be here for 1 hour, but... Okay, here that was a bit left, it should still work. And generally I would say it's better to aim a bit more left than right. But yeah, go on the left there. If he doesn't point, you can go right because it's a bit better, but yeah, if he doesn't point, if you go left, he's not gonna hit you. But yeah, this is like a kind of safe strat, but you can do that if you're going for a really good time actually, because the other strat is, I don't recommend it unless you get like a really good time, because the other strat you're gonna reset a lot there, and not only it's you need to be lucky, but also you need to be really fast. So yeah, it's really bad on 60 there. So yeah, just do the grenade if you're going for, even if you have like a really good time to the grenade, and unless you really cannot PB anymore with all the strats, you can start doing that. But yeah, usually people even they even quit even before doing that. So yeah, I'm telling you, like this strat is like the last thing you, at least on 60, the last thing you do. If you have time save elsewhere, just try to save time elsewhere. Don't do this strat and keep resetting there to save time there. So yeah. He keeps pointing, but I mean, this is gonna happen 90% of the time. And I'm gonna try to miss a grenade actually, because sometimes if you miss, I'm gonna try to show what to do. So I'm gonna try to throw it a bit right. And even I'm gonna try to stay close to the door. Okay, so that was kinda bad. Okay, yeah, also if you shoot like that, if you throw it too far right, you can get staggered. And also because you're close to the door, so. But yeah, I'm trying to do a bad throw on purpose, but that was pretty bad. So yeah, maybe I missed her. And we heard a weird sound from the shield. Usually that happens when you get the shield, but the shield guy doesn't die. You just destroy the shield. So hopefully he's alive. No, it's not. Okay, he didn't point. So here you go on the left. You see, he doesn't hit you. If I went right, you get hit. At least we got that, finally. And yeah, it's actually harder to miss this grenade than to actually get it. I'm trying to, even having a bad setup there, but... let's throw it, well, I guess I can throw it really far left. Yeah, let's do that. But I mean, come on, you're never gonna throw it that bad, right? This is just for the sake of the purpose of the guide. I even killed everyone though. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, this is why I said it's better to aim more left than right. But obviously you don't aim too far left. But okay, that was pretty bad. Let's see. I mean, that's not even what I was supposed to do. Yeah, because you never get a grenade like that. I mean, that was way too far right, but... So... I don't know how to reproduce a bad grenade, but a realistic bad grenade, you know, not like a... Maybe that... Whatever. So, usually there's a flail guy there, so you just have to stay really close to him. Because a common mistake would be to get far away from here, but his range is just so big you're gonna get hit. So the idea is to stay really close to him, and it's always the same dodge, right? When you get close to them, it's like the flail guy on the room before, you know, the trash area where the flail guy at the start doesn't point. So you go on his right. You have to stay really close to him. Yeah, I actually didn't mention about that, but didn't talk about that. But you have to stay really close to him. It's just a general. Maybe I missed her. No. Okay, whatever. So that's a grenade strat. I guess that's it. So it's a pretty safe strat if you throw it right. I keep throwing it bad here and it still works. So yeah, it shows how consistent it is. So then you have another strat. I'm still gonna show it because obviously for the guide. But again, don't do this strat until you have like a really good time. So the idea is to not even use the grenade, so you don't even take it. You just do the handgun strat, which is called like 4-man weave. So it's this strat here. So the idea is to, I messed up there, but I'm just explaining. The idea is to do a really fast shot there. So you use your D-pad and your stick, and you need to shoot his legs. It's really important. If you don't shoot his leg like here, he's gonna go backwards and you just get a, I mean, it's over, you get stuck. On the way back you get stuck, so you really need to aim his leg. I don't even know why I'm missing that, because I was about to say this is the easiest part of the strat. But yeah, that's like, that's if it was just that would have been easy, but that's like if you do that. Okay, so first that's good, but that's just the start. Then you need two flail. Okay, so the second guy, so both shield guy there can either do a shield bash or a flail swing. The thing is, you need the second guy to do a flail swing, otherwise you get stuck. You see here I got stuck because shield bash. So if he does a shield bash, that's a reset. So you absolutely need a flail swing from the second guy, and I would say even for the first guy, if you get a shield bash from the first guy, it's gonna be way harder to get past them, even if the second one does a flail swing. So the best situation would be they both do a flail swing, and even if they do that, you still need to be pretty fast. But if the first one does a shield bash and the second one flail swing, you need to be like really fast to get past them. And if the second shield guy does a shield bash, it's dead anyway. I don't know what is wrong with my D-pad there. Why is it so slow? Keep missing it. I don't know. Wait, what happened? Okay. Also, that can happen, but so that always happens if he does a shield bash and if you shoot too low. You see here, so the first guy did a flail swing. We didn't really see it, but you can tell he did a flail swing because the animation is a bit different. But the second guy did a shield bash. No matter how fast you are, you cannot get past them. And you can shoot the guy, but if you do that, you still get stuck after. So nice. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get at least a flail swing from the second guy. At least I can show the strat. But yeah, you can see how bad this, like you need to be really fast there, and you also obviously need to be really lucky. So you can see how bad it can be. Okay, that was a flail swing, and that was a flail swing. So of course, if you get that, it seems easy. But and then the exit, I'm not gonna say it's easy, but for the exit, okay, here I just messed up. But the exit, you kind of want to go. So obviously, you go on the right side, but you don't go right too early because you can get stuck. You kind of do a left right. You do a tiny bit left just to aggro the second shield guy from behind, so they both swing at the same time, and then you instantly go right to avoid them. So it's kind of weird, but yeah. So here I got flail and shield. So yeah, no matter what you do, if you get a shield bash on the second one, it's over. Nice. Also, that stun rod guy, sometimes it's rare, but he doesn't swing. Like, he swings really late. So then when you do the quick turn and aim down, he's gonna hit you there. That's just really bad. It happens sometimes. You see here, I got a shield. I got a flail, I mean, for the second guy. But I got a shield bash from the first guy. And that's what I talked about earlier. I said, if you get a shield bash from the first one, it's a bit slower. So here I got hit because I wasn't fast enough. And if I got 2 flail swings here, that would have been good. But so yeah, this is why I said it's better to have 2 flail swings. Because if not, if you just have the second one that does a flail swing, you need to be really fast. So yeah. So here, that was good enough, but again, second guy did a shield bash. So you can see how bad it can be. Like, if you want the double flail swing, technically it's 25%, right? Because they can both do either shield or flail, and both of them, so that's 25%. So that alone is 25, and then you need to be really fast. So, yeah. You're gonna reset a lot there if you're trying to do this run. And sometimes also, I mean, maybe that's your fault, I'm not exactly sure, but sometimes this guy's really early. He doesn't early swing like that, and there's nothing you can do. So there's a lot of things that can go wrong. It's not just like 25%, it's actually way less than that. And sometimes this guy is just soft lock, he just does shield bash. Sometimes he does only flail, so it's not even like 1 out of 2. It's like, sometimes it's 0 out of 10, and then 10 out of 10, but even if you get 10 out of 10, that doesn't mean you're gonna get past the strat, at least on 60. So yeah. Okay, so here, wait, was that a shield bash? So a bit left there and then right. The exit is pretty easy, but just keep in mind a bit left and right. But I think I got a shield bash there on the first one, maybe not. So that means I was fast enough. let's continue. So this strat saves about 2 seconds. The only time you save is basically you skip this animation there and taking the grenade. The actual inventory, you don't skip it because you need to equip the grenade anyway for JJ for the next room. So yeah, you save about 2 seconds, which is obviously a lot on a short category like that, but again, if you're not going for a really good time. So yeah, just a grenade, I guess, and let's keep going. Also, if you do the grenade, sometimes you can have a drop there. Yeah, okay, here. So either, honestly, on Steam, I would suggest to take the drop because it's just so fast, the mashing. But if you play like on PS4, especially on PS4, the drops are so bad. You just run against the door a bit, not too much, but just you run past the drop, and then yes, I mean you need to run on the left side. On the left side of the door, like that, so you don't get the drop. But either way, you're gonna lose time. But I think it's better to do that for PS4, maybe even Xbox One. But yeah, for Steam, I guess you can maybe just take the drop. So yeah, I think we can continue the run. Okay, here we're gonna talk a lot on this run. There's a lot of things to talk about. Okay, so quick turn right. Usually, so if you do the handgun strat, usually recommend to equip the grenade here. It's just preferences, but don't equip it a bit later because then you can forget. So here it's like a safe place to equip it. And so the grenade is down left, by the way. It's not here anymore, but because I quit it, but it's a quick down left. Obviously, you can do diagonal if you want. Also, if you're not doing the grenade, if you're not doing the handgun strat but just grenade, you can equip the grenade at the very start of the run. If you wanna go for like a YOLO equip, I mean it only saves like some frames, but at least you don't have to deal with the equip, right? Like it's better to have it equipped at the start of the run, so you don't have to think about it later. But yeah, it's just it's why it's preferences. Doesn't matter. So here, okay, so we have a grabber on the left, and you need to make this guy point. And I'm not gonna talk about any other guy for now. I'm gonna talk one by one about each guy. So if you don't make him point and you just run straight like that, you see he didn't point there, and you can hear him point. I can get hit there, but that's fine. But you see this guy? No, I'm gonna try to not get hit. Let's do it right. So I'm not making the guy point, and we can see what's gonna happen. Sometimes you're fine if you're lucky, but most of the time this guy's gonna run here on the stairs. Okay, here he didn't run, but he's kinda close, and I'm gonna explain later, but you need to go kinda high there on the stairs for the grenade. So if you throw, yeah, you're gonna get grabbed there. I mean, he can die. Yeah, here he didn't die. But yeah, it's really bad. Just don't do that. So the idea is to make him point. And how do you make this guy point? You just go a bit more right, like that. And you can hear him. You don't have to see him point, but you can hear him point. That's always this guy. And if he points there, he's never gonna be here. He's always gonna be not aggressive, and he's gonna be there. And he's gonna die with the nade. So that's the first guy. That's actually, no, that's actually the second guy, because the first guy is the axe guy right there, and even this guy is important, because if you're too slow, this guy is gonna swing, and by too slow I don't mean that slow, but sometimes you can still be kinda fast, and he's still gonna swing because you're not too fast. Usually it's fine, but if you're like a bit slow, like that, even faster, but I just want, I'm making it on purpose. I'm trying to be really slow there, just so I can show you, but even if you're faster than that, he can swing. So if he swings, well, I'm gonna try to make the guy point too, because I don't want the grabber to mess up the things. Okay, here you see I made the guy point, but the guy behind me did an axe swing, so I was a bit slow. So what happens if you do that? So that's bad, by the way. So if you do that, and if you go there, that guy, so since he did the axe swing, he lost some time, right? He's slow now. So he's slow, so on the way back he's gonna be a bit far away, so when you're gonna throw, he's throwing his axe. You see here he's throwing the axe there. And you actually get hit a lot of times if you do that. Even if you backstep, you see I get hit. That's really bad. So the idea is to be kind of fast and obviously make the guy point on the left, but also not make this guy swing. So you see here we didn't hear the guy swing, we heard the guy point though, so that's good if you do that. I'm gonna talk about this guy after, but first one by one, as I said. And here, since that guy didn't swing with the axe, so he didn't lose time, right? So now he had time. So during this whole thing where I activated the door, this guy was walking, right? So now he's really close to the top of the stairs. You see he's here. So he's not gonna swing, but he's gonna... No, he's not gonna throw, but he's gonna swing. Or sometimes he can throw, but the thing is he's so close to you that the axe is gonna go at the top of your head and you're never gonna get hit. You see how... I might get hit by the shield there, I kinda messed up, but you see how high is the axe, you never get hit there. Yeah, I didn't get hit by the shield, but that was kinda close. So that's what you want to do there, for the first two guys there. So make the guy point by going on the right, and not being too slow, so the guy doesn't swing there, like that. Then you have this guy. So this guy, how you do it. So you need to go, so it's always the same thing where you run on the right side with the diagonal. It's always the same movement, right? This is a typical thing on RE4 to make the guy swing later. It's kind of precise though. It's just not going there. It works every time, but the thing is, so here I kind of messed up, but it can still work, but that's bad. He did an early swing, but then you should still be able to make in time. Yeah, you can just go on the left. I recommend going every time on the left side here, just because it's better. But I'm gonna show you sometimes you can go the other way. It's kinda hard to do it when you pause, but you have several ways to do it. Sometimes he's not even gonna swing, so it's really important to go a bit more left. It's kinda weird to go left because he is on the left side, but it's really important to go left just to make him swing. You see here he's not swinging, so I need to go left to get close to him. So then he swings really late and I can get a safe exit there. And I'm gonna show you what happens if I don't do that. If I don't do that small left and he doesn't swing, well, he's gonna swing on the way back, and usually it's pretty bad. You see here, so he did a sidestep because I went too far right and I didn't go back left, and that's pretty bad. So, because, I mean, either he can do that, sometimes you're fine. I was slow there, but here I was fine. He would have not hit me, but that's just luck there. But most of the time he doesn't do that, and you can get hit. So, yeah, it's really important to go a bit left like that. Maybe not that much, but yeah, that's the idea for this guy. It's staying on the right side with a diagonal movement, and at the end, if you see that he's not swinging, you go a bit left. You see in here, no, I kinda messed up there. I didn't want to stop, but I'm gonna try to go on the right side, because sometimes if you're really slow, you cannot go on the left. I'm gonna show it. Let's try to be slow. Nah, this is, I mean, I cannot get hit there, but sometimes if you're like really slow, like you mess up that. I mean, you cannot mess up here because that was the perfect flail swing, but sometimes you can get hit. Let me try it with another pattern, because that was the easy one. You cannot get hit. But if he swings earlier, I mean, so when he swings earlier and you don't have to go left, yeah, because if he swings early and you go left, you get hit. You only go left if he doesn't swing, so you go left to make him swing. That's the purpose of the thing. But if he swings already, just stay on the right side. But the thing is, that's an early swing, so if you're too slow, you can get hit on the way back. You need to be pretty fast. Like that. That's an early swing there. So if you're not too fast, and you go there, so I'm not gonna get hit there, but you see it's... Oh, no, never mind, but because I got stuck and I paused, but I wouldn't have got hit there, by the way. But yeah, if you're a bit slow, you can get hit there. So yeah, you have to be kind of fast if he does an early swing. Yeah, that's an early swing, but that's even a hit, so sometimes it happens if you mess up. But yeah, the idea is just to do that. Sometimes, I mean, yeah, I guess it's like, it doesn't mean it's your fault that it's 100%. As I said on separate ways, it's not because it's your fault that's not gonna mean you're always gonna get it, right? You can always mess up. Just keep that in mind. You see here he did a sidestep. He would have never swung. So what I did is I went left to make him swing. And then you can easily go on the left. I'm gonna try to go right. So I'm gonna try to be a bit slow on purpose. I forgot to make him point. But yeah, if you're a bit too slow and you know you're gonna get hit by the guy on the way back, if you go left, you just go right, obviously. The thing is, sometimes you can still get hit on the right because... I mean, no, that's the perfect... I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, I shouldn't have done the... Okay, let's try with the... I'm not gonna do the left thing if it doesn't swing. I still did the swing. Yeah, so that's good here, but I want a bad pattern. So I'm kind of forced to go on the right side. I keep doing it, it's just muscle memory. Or I guess I could bait him. I forgot to. I could bait him so then he swings and then he's gonna swing again. Yeah, because if you can bait him, but that's pretty bad. Because then... No, that was pretty bad here, but... It's kinda bad because you can still get hit. Like, okay, let's try to bait him. You see, he didn't swing there, he was really late. So then I tried to go left, but then he started to swing, so... If I went right here, I would have got hit anyway. Sometimes this guy is just so weird when you bait him. I mean, you could still kill him, I guess, but... Oh fuck. Yeah, I guess if you do stutter step and stop, it's the same idea as that first split with the first JJ, but then the thing is, if you're too slow at the bottom, you can get aggressive guys at the top. And you still get hit. I mean, I kind of messed up there, but yeah, it's... Don't do that, it's not good to bait him, but I forgot to make him point. One last time. I'm gonna try to not mess up the... You can do that, but you see how aggressive it is this guy? And I still made him point, by the way, but it's just you're too slow, so the guy is not walking anymore, he just starts running. So don't do that, it's really bad to bait him. And even if you shoot, that's pretty bad. Because, yeah, imagine you still haven't equipped the grenade. If you shoot him, if you don't miss, I guess. Well, that's pretty good because I mean, first you see this guy there, it's pretty aggressive. Like everyone is aggressive, that's pretty bad. So yeah, there's no really. You kind of have to do the strat there, but it's not that bad if you do the good movement. I mean, of course I got hit there, but honestly, it's not that bad. You just have to kind of get used to it, and it's like. I keep going right too early there, that's not good, but also don't move too much, it's good to run straight there. Oh, did you hear that guy swing? So yeah, that's what I was talking about. I was not that slow there, right? I was kind of slow, but not that slow. So sometimes you can get that swing and it's pretty bad. Yeah, if you do that, so just try to not move. And then I'm gonna do the actual JJ because I think we're just spending too much time there. But yeah, just try to not move too much. I mean, that's a bit too much there. Yeah, turn right. Don't turn right too much because it's kind of bad. Like the angle was a bit too much there, but. But yeah, as long as you don't really move. Once you got the sweet position, you don't try to move. So let's do one final attempt. didn't even swing, but usually, yeah, that's what I was talking about. Usually when he does that, he's not aggressive at all. I mean, it's just, it happens sometimes. But yeah, just keep that in mind. But it's rare. But yeah, just go there, don't try to move too much. Again, you see how far right I was here? Don't try to go that far right. If you're too far right, just adjust a bit the position, but yeah, and also I said don't move, but I moved there. So yeah, it's a bit the same as the Flail guy at the start of chapter 4 on separate ways, when I said you have to run straight, because if you move it aggroes the guy. And here, okay, that was a mistake there. Here the guy did the swing and I still went left. I should have just continued on my right. But yeah. And now I guess I'm just getting hit, but yeah, honestly, it's not that, it's just like, yeah, kinda have to get used to it, and it's not that bad, honestly. It's just this strat, and you're gonna notice the more you practice it, it's just, I mean, I've been talking about that, like, I've been doing this strat for 1 hour, maybe not 1 hour, but sometimes you just get hit, and I remember when I was doing runs and I was there, but then you do run and you just don't get hit, you know. So yeah, also okay, let me talk about another strat. There's a safe strat. You can actually make this guy point. It's kind of slow, but it might be good. Don't remember how you do it, but maybe if you do it. I could do it every time in the past, but I kind of forgot how to do it. If you go really far right, you can make him point. I guess he doesn't care. Well, I guess you could still do that because he's not aggressive, but that's pretty slow. I don't remember how I was doing it. I mean, obviously don't do that, but yeah, I don't remember. But you can actually make him point. Maybe earlier you have to do it. And let's do one final try. But yeah, just go for the normal thing, I guess. Or maybe because I'm making the other guy point. Maybe I should not make the guy point. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. But that's pretty bad because... whatever. Okay, so I think we're done with that. So first two guys. So here you have to be kind of fast for the X guy, and here you go right. So this guy, you kind of try to not move too much. But yeah, sometimes you just get hit, but I don't know how to explain it, but trust me, in a run it's not gonna be that bad. Okay, so we can finally start the actual JJ. So how to do it? You wanna go pretty high on the stairs. It's like the second highest stair. Like that. And then you only do one step backwards to avoid the stagger. No, that was a bit too much, but and then what you do, so the grenade is gonna kill everyone, it's gonna hit JJ, and you need to do, so you kill him with 3 headshots, right? The idea is the first headshot has to be quite fast, not like super fast, but it has to be kind of fast, so JJ has like JJ is still on the grenade animation, so when you do the first headshot, he's not gonna move. Let me show you. Like, if you're too slow, you see here, and he's doing this headshot animation, and that's pretty bad because it's slow. So you want to shoot it pretty early, but you don't have to be crazy fast. Nice quick turn. Yeah, it's just cursed right now, but he didn't even point. Honestly, yeah, I mean, he kinda is mobile, but yeah, it's not that bad. Just trust me. On a run, it's not that bad. It just when you practice this room a lot, and it's not the only room, but it's just so bad sometimes. It sounds kind of like an excuse, but just if you try it on a run, it's not that bad. Alright, so I go pretty high there. So here you need to aim kind of early. You see here, I did the headshot. We could see the headshot, but he didn't move. So that's really good because then you can instantly do the second headshot. And here, okay, so here we have 3 patterns for the last headshot. So obviously after the second headshot, he's gonna do the animation, obviously, the headshot animation, because he's not anymore in the grenade animation. And here you have 3 patterns. It's kind of like the same thing as the red Zerot in 3-2, like the old sniper strat. If you remember, it's like when you shoot him, he can get staggered in different ways. So either he can stagger backwards like that, which is pretty bad. It's the slowest one because he gets staggered backwards and you don't see his head. So you have to wait for him to, well, to go back to his normal position so you see his head to make the third headshot. So that's pretty bad. There's actually a faster way to do this strat if you get this pattern. I'm gonna explain it later, but yeah, that's the slowest pattern. Come on now. I'm gonna try to do all the 3 patterns and then I'm gonna explain. Okay, here, okay, that was again the bad pattern. You cannot see him, but what you can do, there's a faster strat. You don't wait for him to show his head. You just quickly do a third, so it's a body shot, and then you equip the handgun because you need the handgun anyway for the next part of the run. And plus, you equip the handgun to run faster in the first place. Even if it was not used, you still need to switch because you run slower with the rifle. So here you just do 2 handgun shots, and he dies. So that's what you do if you have the slow pattern. If you have the other 2, you just do 3 headshots. So the other 2 is you have a forward stagger. So that was the backward stagger. You have we also call it 180 because there's 2 backward staggers. So that was the 180 backwards. You have the forward stagger, which is the fastest because you can just insta shoot. You just unscope and just aim and then just insta shoot, kind of like Garador, something like that. And you have the profile, so it's not completely backwards. So he's going back, but he's not doing a 180. He's like 90 degree, so you can still see his head. So you can also do a headshot there. It's just a bit slower, just because he's a bit far away. So you cannot really insta shoot. You kind of have to aim just a bit. You lose like 0.3. So yeah. So usually, if you time from the moment where the grenade explodes to the moment you kill JJ, it takes 4.7 seconds to kill JJ with a forward pattern, 5 flat with the profile pattern, so it's 0.3 slower, and the 180 pattern is 6 flat. So you lose up to 1.3 if you get the bad pattern. So yeah. Hopefully I get one of the other 2. Oh. That was a bad one. Again, 3 times in a row. I'm not continuing, I just want to kill JJ first and then we can do the rest. So that was the backwards, but not 180. As you can see, you can still shoot his head. So this one is pretty good. It's not too bad. So then you just equip handgun and you leave the room. And let's try to get the forward one, and then we're done with JJ. So yeah, that's it's mainly practice, honestly, nothing else to talk about. You just need to know you have 3 patterns. You need to do the first headshot kinda early to not get the headshot animation, and then well, then you just don't miss. So that was a forward. I was pretty far away from him because I kind of got pushed by the grenade explosion. That was kind of weird, but usually you're even closer to him. But yeah, so that was a forward pattern. As you can see, that was way faster. You don't have to aim. And then what you do is equip handgun and don't do 180 there. If you do 180, you get hit. On 30 you would do 180 just because it's faster, or you could do a double quick turn, I guess, but on 60 you have to do a double quick turn. Not only because it's faster, but also the guy is a bit less aggressive because he's not on screen. Basically, he's behind you. So usually the enemies are less aggressive if they're not facing you. So yeah, I'm gonna key JJ one last time, no matter what pattern I get, and I'm gonna leave the stairs. So double quick turn right, like that, and this guy is never gonna hit you, and then just run to the door. And here you have two guys. There's a stun guy and a grabber. On 60 you have to shoot them. You cannot get past them, you have to shoot them. The good thing is with the handgun, so it's the Punisher, right? So you can double shot them with only one shot. So how to do that? So you can aim left, like that, but what I like to do is I run up left, so I get close to them, and then I just aim straight, like that. Of course it didn't work because I already shot, but I'm gonna try to do it on the next one. So either you aim and a bit left, or you just run up left, and right before getting grabbed you just shoot straight without aiming, and you're always gonna get both of them. It's a bit faster if you do that, so I would recommend doing that. And I think it's even a bit easier, so if you don't want to mess up. But yeah, you're gonna have to shoot there on 60, you cannot get past them. Sometimes the grabber can point, but it's rare. Especially if you have a good JJ. If you have a bad JJ, he can point, and I'm gonna show you how to do it. No, are you kidding me? No, like that just never happens. If I get that on a run, I mean that's perfect. But yeah, basically if he points, you can just run there. This guy is not an issue, and you just leave. But that's just so rare to get that. I've tried to get that every time, but it's just so rare. Well, the guide luck, I guess. But and now you just get that. Yeah, nice. Cannot even practice. But yeah. But I didn't. The thing is, I didn't even go for the trick. He just pointed. So weird. And I couldn't even try that shot I was talking about when I was running up left. So the only reason it's a bit slower that you can see I am zooming. So yeah. Oh yeah, sometimes he does that. So obviously if the guy does the running grab, you cannot just run up left and then shoot, you just shoot. But it's the same, it doesn't matter. But yeah, 90%, even more, 90% of the times you're just gonna have to shoot there. Can I just get... Nice. Imagine getting hit 50 times in a guide. Yeah, I'm gonna repeat it, but this guy is not as bad on runs. Okay, here I was a bit too low on the stairs. So if you hear the guys kinda close, you can do a step forward. Okay, there you can go right if you do it like that. It's a very rare pattern, but... So yeah, you just go a bit up left and you shoot. Instead of like aiming left, you go left and then you shoot straight. So I think that's it. Sometimes the stun rod guy can get kicked by the door. So you get the kick prompt, so that's pretty bad because you have to... Well, it depends on what buttons you're using, but if you're shooting with X or A or whatever, you have to do the kick, so that's pretty bad. So you have to either you do the kick, but it's just better to backstep a bit so you don't have the X prompt, and then you shoot the grabber. But it's kind of hard to get. It's pretty rare, so I'm not even gonna go for it. But yeah, just keep in mind if the guy gets kicked by the door, you either do the kick if you want to play safe, or you just go a bit backwards to avoid the kick. And if you're aiming with a RT, or I don't remember, yeah, RT I guess, you shouldn't get any problems. You can just shoot. Okay, that's what you're supposed to get, because earlier they were both on the left side, but usually you have one guy on the right and one guy on the left, and you can see you can still hit both of them if you do that shot like that. That shot is really consistent. So okay, let's try to make a final JJ, and I'm gonna try to explain how to make the guy point. But it mostly works if you have a bad JJ. Not necessarily bad, but at least if you're slow. Okay, I got a bad JJ, so that's good. So, oh fuck. I mean, okay, that's even better, but if you're slow, so that was really slow. So how you do it, you have to stay kind of far away from the door here, and then go there. It doesn't work every time, but most of the time like that it will. Oh, he got kicked by the way, but yeah, I got both patterns there, the kick and the point. But yeah, that's how you do it. You go a bit wide. But if you have a fast JJ, usually it doesn't work, so I don't even recommend doing it because you're losing a bit of time by going wide. So you just go to the door, and yeah, I think that's it for JJ. So yeah, you go high there. First shot has to be kinda early, and then you just kinda... Oh yeah, I forgot about this pattern. Okay, that can happen. This is really rare, but unfortunately there's nothing you can do. I'm not gonna lie here, you just get hit. So yeah, you can even get comboed sometimes. Yeah, so yeah, but that's really rare. Hello, Samasu. So yeah, to summarize, so you have to be fast on the axe guy to not get the swing, otherwise he can throw. He's gonna throw and you can get hit on the way back. This guy, you make him point by going right. This guy, it's a bit diagonal, but he keeps hitting me on this guide for whatever reason. But yeah, trust me, it's not gonna be that bad. So these are for the first three guys. Yeah, I just don't know what is happening, but I know this guy is really bad because I've practiced obviously this room a lot, and every time this guy is really bad on practice, so I just don't know why. Like, there's just no way he's that bad. So yeah, kinda suck because this is supposed to be a guide, but I mean, it's not my fault if the guy just keeps doing it. Okay, here I'm pretty low, but I guess that still works. But if you want to play safe, you can go a bit higher on the stairs. Right before doing the double turn, right before leaving, you can do a step forward, and the guy is gonna swing, but he's not gonna hit you. Of course he pointed, by the way. And yeah, then you can just leave. Could it be better to shoot him? No, because I explained earlier, if you shoot or bait, the thing is, sometimes you can get really aggressive guys on the way back. I mean, you see that guy behind on the right side? He's running. I might get grabbed now. Yeah, he's there. I would have got grabbed, so I would have got stuck and then grabbed. So you just yeah, when you try to shoot or even bait, I can try baiting. Baiting is even worse because you get the. I mean, of course, sometimes you can be lucky, but I mean, if you're going for luck, you just do the normal, the fast strat, right? And the fast strat is less lucky than that. I mean, you need less luck. So yeah, but if you bait, this guy is gonna be a. I mean, first you still have to do some starter step, and this guy there, you see, he's there, and you get grabbed. Yeah, they just get really aggressive suddenly. So yeah, let's do one final JJ, and it's almost over because the rest is nothing. There's not a lot to talk about. Yeah, I mean, yes, I'm not gonna repeat, but yeah, just do rounds and don't care about this guy. I'm not gonna say it's almost 100%, but seriously, like, for those that were watching my streams and doing attempts, I was almost never getting. Imagine, I mean, if I was getting hit by this guy, I would have never run this category. I mean, imagine the amount of things you have to do even before, like, even getting there on a good pace, right? Like, if that guy was like that, even like 50% of what he's doing here, I would have stopped this category. So yeah, I mean, that's already a proof that he's not like that in runs, right? Otherwise, I would have already stopped. So yeah, I forgot to equip. It still worked. You see, you don't have to be really fast. I was really late there because I forgot I didn't have the sniper equipped, and I still made it just in time for the no stagger headshot. So that was just good enough. You see here, I did try to do the trick. It didn't work. It didn't work, and I got that. So yeah. So yeah, just run to the door. Honestly, don't bother with the trick. And as you saw, sometimes you can even get the trick without even going for it. Also, this is why I keep retrying when I get hit, because that's what happens there. You have the grabber. If you get hit by this guy, it's really, really bad. But as I said, on the run, it's rare, so who cares? It's really bad because then everyone is aggressive. Oh, also, a last thing I forgot to talk about, and then we're done with that. If you shoot really, really early, the first headshot, he's gonna have high frames actually, and the bullet is gonna go through his head. It's not a meme, it's just you were too fast. So keep that in mind. I almost forgot about it. Nice. So you have to be fast, but not too fast. You see here, the bullet went through, so it's gonna be 3 more headshots. You see how I used 4 bullets there instead of 3, so that's what happens if you're way too fast. And here he pointed because I got a really slow JJ, and most of the time when you're really slow he points. So keep that in mind. If you're really slow, yeah, just go for the 3 because usually it just works. So at least you're saving some time there. So yeah, we can just leave this room finally, I guess. So this guy's not, you're never gonna get hit, you just run there. You take the 4th sample, you leave, and then there's 2 strats there. I'm gonna show the safe strat because again, if you're going for So there are two strats where you have a risky strat and a safe strat. So it was the grenade strat before JJ versus the handgun strat. So obviously you do the grenade strat if you're going for, even if you have a good time, you still do the grenade strat. The handgun strat is just if you're going for really top times. And here it's the same. There's two strats, and I would recommend doing the safe one until you have a good time. So safe one is just jumping there and just leaving the room. So here it's always better to go on the right of this stun road. Here obviously you go right because he did a sidestep left and you get stuck, but even if he doesn't do it, I recommend going right just because it's better to make the next stun road guy on the left point at you. Oh fuck, what did I do? Wait, what did I oh, I changed that. Yeah, it's not a big deal. You see that guy? You need him to point because then, so you have to bait them, otherwise you cannot get past them. The thing is, if that guy doesn't point and you want to bait them, sometimes, well, I mean, it's always one more guy to bait, so it can be pretty bad. Yo, what's up, Bardo? So yeah, if you make him point, it makes it way easier. I'm gonna try to not make him point, and you're gonna see what I'm talking about. You can obviously still get past them, but it's a bit more. So here, I'm not gonna go right. So, I mean, you see, I mean, obviously you can get past them, but that stun road guy can be sometimes pretty bad. And then there's the shield guy. Also, what am I doing? I'm doing too much JJ. So I'm used to the quick turn right, but so yeah, we're gonna make the stun road guy point just because it's easier and you don't lose time. So you always go right there. And so you heard him point, and here it's really important to not go too far forward because you only want to bait the big guy, not the shin guy. The shin guy you can run past him, so you don't want to bait both because if you do that it's a bit slower. You have to wait for both of them to swing. But if you bait only you see here only the big guy, you can just run past this guy. Nice. But if you bait both, it's also, I mean, it's good, but yeah, it's just a bit slower. So let's try it. And if you go too early, you can get hit by this flail. So yeah. So yeah, it's just better to just make him the big guy point. So yeah, that was a strat, not a hard strat, as you can see. You can just bait them. There used to be a faster way to do this strat. It was pretty risky, but sometimes the big guy was in a... like he was left. And you can go like that, but it was so risky, don't do that. And now you have a better strat that is faster anyway. So yeah, that was the safe strat. And there's a faster strat that says 1 second. I'm gonna show it right now because I think we're done with the safe strat. Nothing else to say. So the other strat is to not go there, but is to go there. And here, so this shit guy is not a problem. It's only this axe guy. This is an axe guy, by the way. He threw his axe, so looks like a grabber, but that's an axe guy there. And there's the big guy behind him. So here you have 4 different patterns. It's either the axe guy. So the axe guy can either swing or throw, and the big guy can either swing or not do anything. So 2 times 2, you have 4 patterns. So obviously, a good pattern is when they both swing. And the idea is to get hit by the axe guy, so it cancels the hit from the big guy. So you get hit here, but you still save time. You save 1 second compared to the safe strat, just because the path is way shorter to go there. So even if you get hit by the axe guy, that's faster, and that's actually the strat, getting hit there. That's what's supposed to happen, getting hit by the axe guy. You have another pattern where the axe guy throws and the big guy swings. Well, that's a reset, because obviously you cannot get past the big guy. Just like you cannot get past the axe guy if he swings, but an axe swing is okay because he's still in green. a big guy swing, you're in yellow, and also he puts you in the ground, so it's just a reset. So that's really bad. You have a third pattern where the axe guy swings, but the big guy doesn't do anything. That's also really bad because when you get hit by the axe guy, the big guy doesn't do anything, but then once the animation of the hit is over, the big guy hits you, so you get hit twice basically. That's really bad. And the final pattern is when the axe guy throws and the big guy doesn't do anything, so that's technically the perfect pattern where you don't get hit at all. The thing is, on 60, even if you get this pattern, first it's really rare, and even if you get it, the big guy is not gonna do anything, but he's still gonna swing a bit late and he can still hit you. So it's actually really hard to get past them without getting hit. It's like almost impossible. I've only got it once in a run. So yeah. So these are the 4 patterns. I'm gonna try to get all the 4 and show what happens. I don't expect to get the perfect one, but at least I can get the other 3. So let's go. Okay, that was one of the 2 bad patterns. You see the axe guy threw his axe and the big guy hit me, so you can see how bad it is because yeah, I mean, yeah, you have to heal, and plus you're still stuck, so yeah, it's over. If you get that, it's over. This is why this strat, I don't recommend to do it if you're not going for a good time. Oh yeah, also, yeah, if you don't pay attention, that you can get hit sometimes, because sometimes you're thinking too much about the hallway and the 2 guys that you forget about these guys. But yes, sometimes you can get hit there, but you shouldn't get hit. Just stay close to them. No, are you kidding me? So first I get the pointing guy on JJ with a fast JJ that never happens, and I get this second try that happens like once every year. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what is wrong with the guides, but you always get the you always get some weird patterns that never happen in a run. Like if you get that, that's just perfect, and then you can just leave the room, and it's just so fast. Okay, at least we got the 2. Like that, these are the 2 the patterns you get the least, you know. It's not the most common. Most common is just the axe hit. So at least we get the unlikely patterns. I still got this one. So that's the first one I got earlier. I still need to show you the where the axe hit. He still hasn't hit me. Okay, that's the third pattern. So that's the most common one, when both swing, but the axe guy hits you first. So this is good. You save 1 second, and that's what you're supposed to get. This is when you try this strat in a run. This is what you want. You don't want the perfect pattern because it never happens. If you get it, it's really good. But and also the perfect pattern. I didn't get hit there, but I could have still got hit by the big guy. Because he still swing, you see he still did a late swing, but he could have hit me there. So yeah, you have that, and the exit, sometimes you can get hit, but if you stay on the left side, it should be good. Also, don't mash X too early, because there's TMP ammo there. You don't want to take them because it slows you down. So yeah, if you stay on the left, usually you're fine there. And hopefully I get the 4th pattern soon, which is the axe hit, but the big guy doesn't do anything. So this is also really bad because then you get hit a second time. Oh nice, I got it. So you see here, he didn't swing, but he's gonna swing now, and there's no way to get past him, even if you go left or right. It's just 60 FPS, so yeah. So you have 2 bad patterns, you have 1 good pattern, and you have 1 perfect pattern, but the perfect pattern can also be really bad if you get hit. So, and considering the perfect pattern almost never happens, so you have 2 bad patterns and 1 good pattern. So you can see why this strat is not really recommended, because, and you only save 1 second, so with a good pattern, and then you reset if you get the other two. So yeah, if you don't have a good time, don't do this strat. But obviously I still talk about it because that's the actual strat you're supposed to do. Or maybe you can bait, but thing is, if you bait you get hit there. Yeah, so I mean, no matter what you do, it's... So yeah, just yeah, if you wanna play safe, you just do the other strat. You just bait them. Let's bait them here, and I'm gonna leave this room. It's just there's nothing to explain. It's just you do the strat or you don't do it, right? So here, go left to make him point, and then you only bait the big guy. And the shield guy is pretty easy. You have a cutscene skip there, and you have Krauser. So Krauser, he dies in 3. So you need to hit him with handgun first. You need 2 handgun bullets. So you need to shoot his legs like that. 2 bullets is fine. If you wanna play safe, when you kill JJ, you can equip TMP instead of a handgun, just to... It's a bit slower because first it's 1 input instead of 0. Also the door is a bit worse because well, you cannot hit them both with 1 shot with the TMP. You could also, yeah, I forgot to talk about this strat. You can shoot with TMP before opening the door. It's gonna make that 1 guy point, and you can but I mean it's the same as shooting after, so yeah. Or if you want, you can do the Punisher on JJ and just switch to TMP there. It's 1 more menu. I guess if you want to play safe, you don't mind a 0.4 time loss, right? Especially with LRT, switching to TMP is pretty fast. And here you can just spam. Don't spam too much, because if you spam too much, you just get that. So yeah, you just need to... So it's 2 handgun shots. I guess it's like 5 TMP. Something like that. But yeah, handgun isn't that bad. But yeah, if you don't like it, you can just do TMP. And here it's pretty much the same as Separate Ways, the first platform. So he has different patterns. He can get a low kick, a double kick. He can get an LNR QT or an A and X QT. And so same as Separate Ways. If he does a low kick, you want to aim really low. And for the rest, it's pretty much the same. Also, if he does an A and X and you're aiming with you're shooting with X or A, like not with RT, you cannot hit him. You have to do the QT, so you have to shoot him pretty early if you want to avoid that. So yeah. That's pretty bad because, okay, he dies with 3 shots, but you noticed earlier he didn't die with 3 shots. It's because the third shot has to be a headshot. Not necessarily the third shot, but obviously it's better to get the headshot on the third one, because if you get it on the first one, it's not possible. But if you get it on the second one, that's pretty bad because it gets staggered backwards. So you need the third shot as a headshot. But here, you see, it's pretty hard to get it because he was in a weird spot. I kinda did the knife a bit late because that's the LNR QT. He rotates a bit, so then he's in a bad spot. You can still get the headshot, but it's a bit harder. Okay, so here, how to avoid the headshot? So it's pretty easy to get a second headshot there, but you don't like it. It's pretty easy to mess up. Nice. What I like to do, not that. That's for sure, but I like to aim a bit left to avoid the head for the second shot, and then you want to aim high again for the head. I still got the headshot there, but it's because I did the shot, the knife hit a bit late, so he was really close to me, and sometimes when he's really close, I mean, there's just no... you always hit his head. Yeah, here for example, okay, here with the double kick you wanna aim left to avoid the head. It's not easy to start, like if you're not used to it, but and yeah, if you have a low kick, you need to aim really low. You have different patterns you have to react. Yeah, you can definitely get hit there in a run. So yep. I'm also trying to getting used to it again because I was not running a Salmonade lately, so. So that was what you're supposed to do. So aim really low for the second headshot. Also a bit left. Not for the second headshot, for the second shot I mean. Aim low, a bit left, and then you go high to for the headshot and he dies. And what you do here, instead of waiting for the plagas to spawn, so Krauser is gonna spawn the last plagas, instead of waiting, you can already do the 180 turn. So you're ready. I kinda messed up there, but so you already did the 180 turn, so then while you're already here, and obviously you already took the sample, I kinda messed it up here, but if you just wait there, it's kinda bad because then you get flashed, and then you do the 180 and you lose some time. So yeah, this is a free time save. You can get a small optimization. It's good to have. If you get that, it's not too bad. I try to aim a bit lower to avoid the headshot, but with an ANX QTE, it's usually when you hit him with an ANX QTE, it's you hit him pretty early, as I said, because otherwise you cannot hit him because you get the QTE. So usually he's really far away from you. So if you aim too low, you don't even hit him. So don't aim that low. Oh, I didn't get that. Yeah, you see, it just yeah, A and X is pretty bad actually. If you aim with if you shoot with X, if you shoot with RT, it's fine. But this pattern is actually pretty rare. Usually you ah, okay, I should have got the headshot there. I kind of messed up, but and also I only got one handgun shot. Also, there's a first aid there, there somewhere. So if you get never take this before doing crosser because it kind of mess up the time. But if you get hit during the fight and then you kill him, it's and you don't have any more heals, it's faster to take this because then you just run so slow when you're in yellow HP. So just take that and then you can finish the run. And that was definitely too high. I should have aimed a bit lower. Even before aiming, I should have positioned myself a bit low. Hello, Abdul. So yeah, that's the last thing, because then we're done with that. There's nothing else to... I had to aim more left actually here. More right, sorry. You can actually get this headshot. It's not that bad. I just kind of have to remember. Again, that was too high. I don't know why I was waiting. You don't wait like that with the knife a bit high, because then if he does a low kick, you don't have time to go full low. Yeah, I guess that's fine if you get that. It's still better than... If you get that, it's better than getting the headshot on the second one, because headshot is gonna get staggered backwards, and this is only a knife missed, so... Yeah, I was a bit late there on my handgun, so yeah. But yeah, it's mainly reaction, because he has different patterns. Okay, you see here I did it a bit late, but I couldn't hit him because A and X QDE. So yeah, if you shoot with X, that's pretty bad. I'm shooting with A, but it's the same for me. Okay, so that's what I said earlier. You have to aim really far right there. So I got the headshot there, and it's the same with an LNR QTE. And then you just run against the elevator, and that's it. I guess we can do one or two more crosser, but usually here what we do is we run a bit left, like that. Like don't go like that. Don't go. You can even take it like almost like that. So then you just do one quick turn left. It's pretty fast. Don't do a 180 turn there. Do a quick turn left, and it's faster. Like that. It's a bit faster. And then well, you just finish a run. So quick turn left, and you just smash and. and it's over. Let's do one more crouser or two, and I think we're done. Yeah, ANX is pretty bad. At least again, if you're aiming with a shooting with X or A, there's like nothing you can do. It's just A and X, whatever. But again, you don't get that a lot in runs. Yeah, double kick is really common during runs, and I don't know why I'm not getting it here. I don't know why, man. The guides I keep getting weird patterns, but double kick is pretty common. ANX is really rare. Oh, I missed. Okay, so that was good, but since I only did one handgun shot, you see he didn't die there. So that's why you need two handgun shots. But that was good there. It just the handgun part was. Yeah, okay, so you just see, I kind of remember now. So you just have to aim really far left to get the head here, if you have that pattern. So yeah, really easy to mess up because you have to react. Yeah, I think that's just the best you can get with this pattern, to be honest. Yeah, you have to react really fast, and obviously you cannot really pause because this category is RTA. Well, it's LRT. With LRT, the timer stalls, but if you like on PS4, Xbox One, or even if you don't want to lose time RTA, like usually we never pause on this category. It's kind of weird. I keep forgetting, but if you get a double kick there, no matter how low you aim for the second shot, you get the headshot. You have to actually aim on the left a bit. Nice. Okay, so you see here that was a headshot again. So yeah, it's just I missed the handgun again, but so you don't have that many patterns. It's always like. Yeah, just be careful here, have to aim a bit low. I would say low kick and double kick are the most common one. And low kick, again, isn't as bad as it looks. Low kick is actually not that bad. I usually get low kick during runs, maybe that's why, because I'm used to it, I don't know, but okay, you see here I aimed left, this time I didn't forget, so I aimed left to hit his knee, otherwise it's just a weird hitbox, you always get a headshot. So I guess we got all the patterns from Krauser here. So to summarize Krauser, so we have 4 patterns. So double kick is maybe the easiest one actually. So just make sure to aim really low and a bit left to not get the headshot on the second one, and then you aim up again for the headshot. Low kick, you have to aim really low for the first one. You don't have to aim left for the second one, you can just keep that low one thing, and then up again for the headshot. And the ANX and LNR QTE, if you do it fast enough, early enough, well, most of the time you're gonna miss the second shot, especially with ANX, like I was getting. And if you do it a bit later, he's gonna rotate a bit. And if you do that, you have to aim really far right for the headshot. So yeah, that's it. You have a first aid here, and you need 2 handgun shots before doing the knives. I did a bit left here because it doesn't matter actually, you can still do left, but I didn't have to. But yeah, you see how low I aimed the first shot. You need really low there, otherwise it doesn't get hit. And then second, you can do left if you want, because it helps the muscle memory if you do left, because you need left for the double kick. So I guess you can do left every time you get double kick and low kick. So this way you don't have a lot of adjustment to do, you know, it's always like the same muscle memory, if I can say. So yeah, I think if you do that, it's pretty good. So you don't have to deal with 2 patterns. It's almost only 1 pattern. The only difference is low kick, you have to aim really low. But yeah, and that was it. I don't know how many time it took, but yeah, it took almost 2 hours actually. It took longer than expected, but I have to say JJ, yeah, that flail guy on JJ, and I'm gonna say it again in case you missed, but that guy is definitely not that bad in a run. You just, I don't know why, when you retry that part, and it's not only the guide, it's also in practice. This is why this room can be bad to practice sometimes. This guy can be pretty bad, but this is also why the guide was pretty long, because we lost some time there. I had to retry a lot of times, but hey Derek. Yeah, that's perfect timing. So yeah, what can I say to summarize? So you have the first room, you just have to do that stutter step. That's basically what you need to remember, that stutter step to get past the flails. Second room, you need the camera down and go a bit right to hide for the bottom archer, and the top archer, you need the camera down up to the end. The stun road, we talked about that a lot, so there's that safe strat for the first one where you can go left, otherwise you just go for it, and you need to be kind of fast to not get hit. And then the exit with the 3 guys, you do that small left and right, and then double quick turn left. Thanks for the follow. Then we have the hallway with the shield guy, big guy, and stun road. So again, make sure to run against the wall to make the big guy point, and then run a bit towards the archer, at least up to the corner of the wall, to not get stuck by the flail guy, the shin guy, when you bait him. And that's pretty much it. And then the stun road guy at the end, you go a bit right against the wall, right diagonal, so he does either a sidestep or nothing, but either way, when you do that, you can go left to not get hit. Then you have the grenade strat or the 4-man weave. So again, don't do the 4-man weave if your time is not almost perfect. You just throw the grenade. But yeah, if your time is getting almost perfect and you don't have any time loss, time saves, yeah, you have to do that handgun strat. And then JJ. So JJ, you need to be fast for the axe guy so he doesn't swing and then he doesn't throw on the way back. You need to make him the grabber point by going right. The flail guy, that was really bad here, but not as bad on a run. You have to kinda run against the fence with a diagonal way, a bit on the right. And if you see he doesn't swing, you go a bit late at the very end, you go a bit left to make him do a late swing, so then you get a safe way back. And then JJ, you go a bit high on the stairs, you throw the grenade, you do the first headshot a bit early so you don't get the stagger animation, and then you do the second headshot, and then you have a stagger animation here, and you have 3 patterns. So you want the forward pattern, the profile pattern is not that bad, and then the backward pattern is the worst. So if you get that, you cannot do a headshot. It's faster to actually body shot him and then switch to handgun and double shot with handgun. And then you leave, and you actually need handgun anyway, so it's not like an extra inventory. Then you leave and you have the door. Most of the time you just shoot there, and then you can just leave. And yeah, I think that's it. And then before Krauser you have that strat. Again, don't do the strat if your time is not crazy good. You just go right and bait them. Otherwise you go left in the hallway and you pray to yeah, you basically pray to not get hit. And then Krauser, well, I just summarized right before, so I'm not gonna talk again. But yeah, I think we're done. So it still took almost 2 hours. It's a short category, but there was a lot of stuff to cover, especially on 60. There's a lot of enemy manipulation, so yeah. But yeah, keep in mind that even if I got hit a lot there, most of the time was my fault. Like, there's almost no, like, you can manipulate most of the guys there. It just sometimes you get hit just because, well, it's not easy, period. No, you know, that doesn't mean it's not RNG that you're gonna get it every time, right? Like, you can still mess up because there are some things where you have to be really fast and you have to do really precise movement on 60 FPS. So that's the only reason why it's hard to get a perfect run, you know, like. And on top of that, yeah, you have some RNG parts. The only RNG parts are, so JJ, when you do that stagger animation, there's there's that strat before Krauser. Krauser obviously, but it's not too bad, honestly. It's mainly the strat, like the 3 main strats is the strat before Krauser, the JJ stagger, and the handgun strat. But if you're not going for a top time, you're not even doing the strat before crosser, and you're not doing the handgun strat. So the only bad thing is JJ. You can lose up to 1.3 seconds if you get the backward stagger, and that's it, honestly. Like the rest, if you play right and you do everything good, you're gonna get really quickly a good run with a, just because you're not doing the two hardest strats. So yeah, and then once you have a really good time, I'd suggest doing the strat before crosser first. The strat before crosser is only luck, but at least it's really easy to do. You just go there and you pray. But the handgun strat, not only it's luck, but you need to be really fast. So yeah, definitely do the strat before crosser if you have to choose between the two. And if you don't have to choose between the two, well, you already have a top run, so this guide isn't even made for you, I guess. You don't even need this guide. If you need to do the two strats, that means you're already a top runner, so don't even waste your time watching this guide. I guess that's a good way to end this. But yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, I hope that was clear, I guess. Peace.